Hello everybody, welcome to episode 4 of the Digimon IC 10X series. So, as y'all know, in the last episode we were at the rookie stage of the digital process, and in today's episode we are now at the champion stage, or adult stage, depending on what terminology you use, to be honest. But as you see there, we got Sunflowermon, which is awesome already, really cool to see that. And if we go into this thing, we're going to press the button, and here we go, let's do that. And bam, look at that big old face sprite. Looks amazing. Let's do that one more time. Like, man, that looks great. Sunflowermon is one of those Digimon where it's like, I'm always excited to see it because it's just such a weird Digimon. Because it's like, it's one of those ones you don't really expect to see and you're just like, wow. Like, it's one of those like random type ones. So I'm trying to angle this to where it look better to y'all. There we go, that should be good. So we have Sunflowermon here, and I've already done the base requirements to get Sunflowermon to the next stage of evolution. So for those who are curious about that, we had to do, like, what was it? It says 21 battles. So I'm guessing you have to do at least over 20 battles. That's what some guide was saying, over just do at least 20, and when I did over 20, it at least showed me that we have now this whole little evolution sprite in here. So we have now done the over 20 whole Digimon thing there, which is super exciting for us. Super exciting there to have everything set. Our reliability meter is fully up, so that does mean we will be pretty much set for evolution very easily, which is really cool. We did get one cool item today out of the whole entire me doing battles and stuff, though, which was super exciting because, well, not doing battles. When I was doing scans or whatever, we got the wonderful Big Meat, which basically just provides more food or whatever to the Digimon. It doesn't even change like weight requirements or anything like that. So it's just one of those things where it's like you give them it if they're just needing food and you just want to give them one instead of like a whole process. Which makes a bunch of sense. It's a very quick way of doing food instead of just dealing with whatever. I did finally learn what the cake does, by the way. So cake, if you are losing your reliability points, you give them cake and it will raise the reliability for them. So that's all you have to do for the cake there. We haven't really lost reliability points in that sense, because I don't really do care mistakes and stuff like that. At least on this run I haven't done anything bad. So we'll just save those things if we do anything stupid. But pretty much we are just chilling with Sunflowermon here. We'll probably do some battles on today's episode. Or, let's see, before we do that. How much money do we have? Because I've done a few battles. Not too much money, actually. So let's do a little bit of battles and just kind of push forward in a sense. Well, I guess instead of pushing forward with battles, let's check out the whole poop thing here. Because as you know, with each evolution, this whole poop minigame changes around a bit. So let's see what our poop minigame is this time around. Sort of like a gauntlet this time, which is kind of interesting. Weird to look at it already. Look at how much poop it is. A sea of poop. A sea. Man, this is already, like, challenging. Like, look at this. This is, like, tight quarters and everything. That is insane. In the membrane. Wow, that is, like, super tight. I was not expecting this to already, like, up itself in, like, this much difficulty. Like, geez. They're really trying to trick you now. Trying to get you. Ooh, man. This is, like, one of those things where it's like, ooh, this is very tricky. Now, just think, in the beginning of this used to be, like, a stupidly simple minigame. Now it's, like, overly complex. Well, not overly complex, just really challenging now. Well, I guess it wouldn't be too challenging for a lot of people, but overall, it's, like, crazy to think about how much it's changed so much. And hopefully it doesn't do what the original one did, where there's, like, a 2-pathway thing, and you have to learn the secondary pathway. We haven't seen that since that first one, so hopefully we do not see it again. And there we go, we got our points there. And there's the whole little setup for that whole round. We got 50 points out of that, though. The other minigames don't change, sadly. So, as you know, these ones are pretty much just the same little hit this, and just keep doing it over and over and over again. It's a very simple minigame. Not too much going on with that one, sadly. These are pretty much just easier minigames to do just to get money. I don't know if they even lose weight for you. From my experience, I don't think they really have done weight loss, really. The battles do a lot better job at the whole losing weight so far. And of course, you do lose hunger each time you do the whole minigame, so I would say sort of watch out with that. But yeah, we're going to do a bit of battles currently, so let's get on to stage 2 of the battles here. And we actually need 100 points for that. Ooh, never mind. I'm going to wait on that then. We're going to go back to the cheap stadium for right now, because I'd actually like to save up money to buy stuff before spending 100 for points. So let's do a little bit of battling here. Get through some of this fun stuff here. Just because, why not? Pretty much just have to keep on earning points. And to be honest, at this point, we've got our battle set requirements, so we should be doing pretty well overall. We've got 80 on that RPM meter, so there we go. Bam, look at that. Got the first hit in. So that Koramon's going to do his hits, and just pretty much keep on this whole minigame. I don't know how much people like watching this or not. I've been really enjoying the IC overall. It's actually a really fun device. Especially because I'm a big fan of the Tamagotchi connection line. So it is so cool to actually have, like, a sort of Digimon version of that. I do kind of wish it was complete in more ways. Like, was it looking into the whole soul charge thing was kind of disappointing? Because, like, it just doesn't have, like, the wide evolution tree that a Tamagotchi connection does. Which I think is the only bad part so far, from my experience. Oh, there we go. We won that battle very easily. Like, I really think the 10X and the 20X should not have been, like, separated. I do think those two should have just been, like, mashed together, just to make the ultimate Digimon device in a way. Because I feel like if they did that, they would have pretty much sat down and made, like, the perfect Digimon. Like, this thing would have been, like, perfection by that point. Like, that's the crazy part to think about that, is, like, this does so many cool things, and it gets so close to, like, that whole, like, end point, and then it does, like, the weird stuff at the end, and you're like, oh, it's kind of sad. Because this does a lot of things I would wish to see in other Digimon stuff. Like, the whole, like, evolution by, like, buying stuff in the shop, for example. So, you could buy, like, items in the shop, and it'll change your evolution path or whatever. Or have, like, a different evolution for you. So it's kind of cool that that is a part of the device. I kind of wish that, like, they continued on with that function in other V-Pets. Like, imagine if you got, like, Vmon in one device and you were able to buy, like, one of the Digimentals and have a whole evolution line for, like, the Digimentals. Like, that'd be really cool. But then you'd also have, like, the baselines for, like, if you didn't have the money to spend on it. Not actual money, like the point system or whatever they use inside these devices. Like, it's just cool to think, like, there's so many ways they could have, like, messed around with it, and they just kind of didn't do it. Though, to be honest, that sort of seems like a Bandai thing with Digimon. Like, every time Digimon just sort of gets resets to a point, weirdly. I don't know why. I never understood that, as, like, how they did Digimon that way. Because that's what it always was, though. It was, like, Digimon would get, like, sort of reset back to a certain point, and you'd be like, oh, that's weird. Like, why would you not do it the one way and just keep it going or whatever? Oh, what do we got? We got 85! Woohoo! I don't know, never understood Digimon with some of its weird technicalities. Because, like, you look at Tamagotchi, and Tamagotchi's, like, always just kept on with its advancements. And then you look at, Digimon, and Digimon always has this weird step back sometimes, and you're like, why does it do that? Like, what's the point of the step back? Like, is there really any major point to that? I guess that's just something I thought of, I don't know. And I did try connecting this device earlier to the Digimon Mini, and I have not had luck with that, weirdly. Like, I tried doing it for a bit, and it just would not connect to the Digimon Mini. So I don't know what's going on with that overall. If I was running a twin, I would show off the connection between this and a Digimon twin through the IR aspect, but currently I'm not running a twin. So that's kind of sad there for that whole function of the device. Though I'll probably show that off when I run a twin series. Just because I do actually have easy access to this device, because this device actually has save functions, which is really nice. A lot of these, like, 2000s devices do not have, save functions, which is really weird. I know a lot of it's just because, like, the size of the devices. Because, like, the Twin and the Mini are, like, you know, very tiny devices. And the IC is not that. Ooh, that guy got the first hit on us. That is not good. I always forget. Is that Chumon right there? I think that's Chumon. Man, we're not doing good in this battle, though. We're not going to win! Come on, land a hit. There we go. Okay, we just need to land one more hit on him, and we have this sort of equal fight going on for us. Come on! Yes! There we go. I was worried there for a second. I was like, I really don't want to lose to a Chumon. The Still Stores takes on, like, the whole three-prong system of, like, battles just being overly random. So you don't really know if you're going to win or lose, really. It just kind of depends on luck in the sort of sense. And power levels. There's always, like, secret stats to these devices. I never know. I never do, like, the intense research for secret stats. And we're going to do 2 more, and we'll probably end off the episode after this. Because I don't really have too much to say for this one. It's like a whole tiered layered thing or whatever going on with this. So it's gonna do boop 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 boop. We got 85. Woo! Don't know if that's good or bad. And bam, look at that first hit. Got that nice mega hit to it. Really love the sounds of this device too. I don't know. I always love to use like weird 2000s era devices because like these devices always had like the weird sound cues and everything to them. So it's always nice to hear like all the nice weird sound work that goes on with these devices. My favorite's still the Pendulum X with that because like the Pendulum X makes some weird sounds, and I just always remember them. And it's not a good thing that I remember the Pendulum X sounds because like I just remember them being like at 3 in the morning and all of a sudden you hear. And you know it's trying to kill itself, and you're like, no! The Pendulum X is a very scarring device. It is one of those devices where like you run and you're like, man, who decided this was a good idea? Okay, we're on the final round. But yeah, man, the Pendulum X. I know I'm going to have to run that device again at some point. And this time around, I'll actually have 2 of them to run, so... Though I have learned my lesson from that original Pendulum X series, and I now know to pause it instead of letting it sleep normally at night. That is a word of advice for anyone running a Pendulum X. Don't let it go to sleep, just pause it. Like, legitimately, just pause that device and live the peaceful life. Live a good night of sleep and stuff. Because the Pendulum X is already, like, the most stressful thing to worry about, and so... It's a device that I always fear. I always think about it sometimes. I'm like, ew. That and the Twin. The Twin also had some weird mechanics in it that make me still kind of nervous with running that device. Nowadays, I can easily run the Twin because I actually wake up super early, so I don't think a Twin series would be too hard compared to what it used to be. But man, it's always some of those like mechanics and gimmicks I'm always thinking about in my head. I'm like, ugh. Man, look at this Agumon. That's a Pendulum Agumon, by the way. That they used a Pendulum sprite for the Agumon. And by the way, I still love the size scaling of this device. So this device actually has the monsters grow in size, which is really cool to me. I always like how they just actually had them just kind of grow up and stuff like that. Like, the whole sizing thing just makes it feel so much more, like, realistic in a way. Like, you're actually raising this giant monster. Man, that's so cool to me that, like, you start off with this tiny little creature, and now it's, like, at this point, it's already, like, a giant, in a way. A giant happy sunflower, like, hoo-hoo-hoo! Excited. I'm gonna give it some food. Actually, let's look at how much food we can give it. If we can give it whatever, I might just give it a big meat, to be honest. Where are we at? Yeah, let's give it a big meat today. Let's do this. I want to see that big meat animation. Bam, let's do that. And man, look at that. Giant food and everything. That's so cool to give a big meat. I don't know. That's just one of those things where it's like, it's so cool. And I think I'm going to end it for right now. I'm going to look at this before I do go off, though. So, let's do one more big meat before we do go off. And enjoy the big meat eating animation. I mean, like, just think about that. That plant's eating a whole thing of meat. Y'all can be scared. Terrified of this plant. And I'm going to end it right there because I don't really have much more to say because I've been blabbling on for a bit too long. And I have a bunch of Master System games to clean after this, so I'm going to go clean some Master System games and go play them. I'm also going to check out Claim Cell stuff because, like, what was it? One of the Claim Cell people I watch over is doing a Claim Cell today, so be looking into that fun because that's what I always do because I like looking through that stuff. And that's pretty much all I have to say today, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye.